Throughout this video, I will be talking to you about the Cold War arms race. An arms race is defined as a competition between nations for superiority in the development and accumulation of weapons. A large arms race occurred between the US and the Soviet Union post-World War II. Each rivaled for the largest military and the greatest weapons. In 1952, both sides worked on creating a hydrogen bomb, said to be 2,500 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb, which could completely annihilate populations. Missile technology was improved upon. America started sending missiles into space, creating possibilities to test nuclear weapons of mass destruction. This produced threats of an atomic attack, since beforehand it was not possible to test long-range weapons. Mutually assured destruction became more likely in this time period. Whilst both sides were vulnerable, there could be an element of peace. Both sides were aware that if they started an attack, it would be suicide on their account. Therefore, it was in each side's interest to hold back. Swift states that a single reckless leader or even a mistake or misunderstanding could initiate the extinction of mankind. By 1955, tensions between the superpowers had grown exponentially. States continued to build up their arms. Superweapons were built up in numbers beyond any conceivable purpose. The US was conscious that the Soviet Union was ahead of them in the arms race, so pulled their strength into catching up. By 1960, both sides had developed an anti-ballistic missile system to counteract ICBMs, of which the USA had 8,000 and the USSR 7,000. The standing armies of both organisations had experienced massive growth. NATO had 2.6 million and the Warsaw Pact had 4 million militants. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 was a threatening confrontation between the US and the Soviet Union. These two powers came extremely close to nuclear conflicts. By 1986, there were around 40,000 nuclear warheads in the world, comparable to 1 million Hiroshima bombs. It was estimated that one medium-sized bomb would be powerful enough to destroy anything within 30 miles. With statistics such as these, world leaders had to put more trust into each other. Nations were fearful during this whole period, with their uncertainties being exploited. Social control was heightened and patriotism enhanced. Deterrence was needed to end this arms race, but how much was needed? During the Cuban crisis, Kennedy had the chance to launch airstrikes, but rejected this opportunity due to some possibly surviving. He was fearful that they would be launched back. NATO was a great aid in preventing this feud from becoming a full-blown war. Thank you very much for listening.